Oh, is the music jumping a bit? I think the music was jumping about a bit then. Did you hear that? A little bit of a jumping around on the music. I don't know what's going on there. A very good afternoon to you. I'm just listening to the news there. Terrible tragedy that I can never say that word. Tragedy that just happened off the Australian coast last week. Don't you think? All those people on the boats. I mean, you know, forget the whole thing, you know, they shouldn't be coming over here and all that. What an awful thing to get on a boat to go somewhere full of high expectations and worry that you are escaping whatever terrible thing. I mean, you wouldn't leave your country, would you, unless there was something terrible happening to you or everyone there. You just wouldn't. You know, I mean, we all complain about where we live. It doesn't matter where you go. People will say, oh, this country's finished. Whatever country you go to, it's funny, isn't it? People say, this country's finished, and they start reeling off the list of faults. I mean, I hear it here in the UK all the time. We're finished here, this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, is it that bad that I want to leave? No, it's not. But to actually get on a boat, hundreds of people getting on a boat to try and escape whatever it is, because we don't know. We're not there. We rely so much on the media, don't you think? The news media, reporters, this, that and the other, whatever the country in question is churning out in talking bites and bits and pieces. We're not actually there. So, you know, it makes me wonder why these people want to leave this country. Refugees trying to get, in this case, to Australia. Could have been anywhere. In this case, to Australia. And then a lot of them killed. Most of them, it would seem, killed, drowned, with this boat smashing up against the rocks. And, of course, nothing anyone can do. You can have the best rescue services in the world. But if the weather's against you, you know, sometimes you just don't have a chance. And my heart goes out to those people and, of course, the families that were trying to escape whatever it was they were trying to escape. You know, I think there's very few people that would get on the boat thinking they're going to be on a, like, get-rich-quick type thing. They are trying to escape from something. What? I don't know. But terrible to have all those hopes dashed in death. Isn't it really? A very good afternoon to you. My name's Chris Reardon. This is United Kingdom Talk here on United Kingdom Radio. If you are with us live, how do you know you're not listening to a recording, right? Have a look at your clock now, or at least a UK clock somewhere. It's just coming up to 8 minutes past 3 on Saturday, the 18th of December, 2010. If that's the time where you are now, then you are with us live, and you can indeed join in live. We have a Skype. Now, unfortunately, my Skype has just automatically updated to the new one, which is a bit annoying, really, because it gives me, I don't know what happens. There's something with the latest version of Skype that does something to my computer, and I start getting all sorts of error messages when I open up various let's see if it does it now. Seems to be alright at the moment. When I start getting all sorts of error messages coming up on when I'm opening web pages and things like that, I'm not quite sure why that is. So hopefully it'll be alright. Let's have a look here. Oh, Tom Harris is with us this afternoon. He says he's going to be Oh, are you? Oh, you're not talking to me. I've just got to load him. Yes, this is a bit of a problem, this new Skype, I tell you. I've got 200 messages just coming in from various different people. This doesn't happen with the old Skype, I have to tell you, and it's one of the reasons I went back to the old Skype. So I've got to just clear all these down for a second, okay? Otherwise, we just won't know what we're talking about here. There really is 11 more. Christ Almighty, where are these coming from? I was listening to Stephen Parker just before we came up on the show this afternoon to his podcast. He was also going out on the the audio stream as well, and he was talking about saunas. Apparently, the saunas in Sweden are much, or the Scandinavian countries, probably all the rest of them as well. But certainly the saunas in Sweden and Norway and there are really a bit hard to sit in, certainly for us, or indeed anyone else throughout the world who's ever been in a sauna. These saunas in the Scandinavian countries, he says, are blistering heat. I mean, really blistering heat going on in these saunas in Scandinavia. And I was listening to someone else about a couple of years ago, actually, on the radio, a guy called Steve Allen, who works on LBC here in the UK. And he was saying the people in Norway, they go in a sauna, right, in this really hot sauna, okay? And then they sit in there for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden, they throw open the doors and start rolling around in the snow. I mean, what's all that about? How can that give you a pleasurable experience? Sitting in a hot, steamy sauna, which, by the sound of what Stephen was saying, is far, far too hot for the human body to cope with. I mean, really blistering heat in these things. And then they suddenly throw, because all these houses in Norway have got them, haven't they? I don't think there's many houses in the UK that have actually got a sauna, but a lot of the places in Norway have actually got an in-built. It's like part of the house. Or, I don't know, they have the wooden little saunas outside their house, like a shed really, with a sauna and a load of steam coming out there. Extremely hot. But why would you suddenly then want to burst out of the door and roll around in the snow virtually naked? Is that sort of someone getting a cheap thrill out of it? Stephen was also saying, unbeknown to me, that a lot of hanky-panky goes on in these places. Is that right? Has anyone visited one of these places? A sauna? Terrible. Is that right? Hanky-panky goes on in these places? I shall have to try one out and report back to you, boys and girls, okay? I will have to actually do that. Oh, bless Vicky. Vicky kindly reminded me to hit the start record button and I still didn't. I've started forgetting to do that again, I think. Never mind. Good morning, Chris. Vicky says, hope the weather is not too lousy over in your neck of the woods. And don't forget to hit the record button. Well, I have done now, but we've missed the first 10 minutes. Oh, well, you can't win. Is the weather lousy? Yes, it certainly is, I'm afraid. This morning, I woke up. Last night, a little bit came down where I am in Berkshire. Went home from work. There was a little bit on the road and on the ground. Not too much to write home about, to be honest. But I woke up this morning and we've got a good inch and a half, 2 inches on the ground outside. But on a Saturday, I like to go to the bank. I popped to the bank and put some of my wages in. And I decided, well, you know, I'll have a go. I've actually got 2 bicycles now. I've got like a normal road bicycle and a mountain bike. And I thought, the mountain bike, I have tried that in the snow before, and it actually works quite well. So I got the mountain bike out of the shed in the garden and started cycling towards town on that. And actually, it's not too bad. It certainly doesn't slide all over the pavement. Now, the other one is like, I mean, it's just, you can't do it. You get on the bike and you're sliding all over the place. The mountain bike, of course, the tyres are all knobbly. You know, they've got lots of bits of rubber sticking out. And it actually grips the snow quite well. Albeit, it's quite hard work because you've got to, you know, obviously you're sticking to the snow. And I think these knobbly bits are holding you down as well. So you've got to pedal extra hard. And I managed to get down to town. And I got to the bank and guess what? It was closed. I can't believe it. All that effort. And they'd closed 2 hours early because of the weather. So very, very disappointed with my bank there, to be honest. Yes. What a waste of time. And then I went into the department store. We've got a lovely department store here in Bracknell. Bentl's. Fantastic service in there. I've ordered stuff from there before. You know, large items like bed, fridge, freezer, that sort of thing over the years. And the service you get from Bentl's is really good. You get the 2-hour delivery slot, man comes all dressed nicely and he takes all the rubbish away and all that business. Oh, it's wonderful. Wonderful service in there. And there were 2 members of staff standing at the front doors. And on the floor, they put down loads of bits of cardboard and they were telling people to bang their feet as they were coming in. I mean, it was like having a dance. I felt, you know, perhaps I ought to go home and bring my disco equipment and give them a little bit of a DJ in afternoon. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? I've thought of something there. Some of these department stores, you know, who might be trying to attract younger people, perhaps. You can have a DJ on the door, welcoming people in and playing their favourite tunes as they come in. I mean, Dancing Queen comes to mind, for example. Or we can have a little bit of R&B, a little bit of perhaps Beyonce, something. Maybe even I could dress up as Beyonce, and do it. Oh, the single ladies, oh, the single ladies, oh, or something like that. No, you think that's a bit too much? Well, what about I could take a church organ down there. I could take my little organ down. Well, it's not a noise, it's like a keyboard with an organ on it. You know what I mean? I could take that down there. We could have done Christmas carols. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn. I'm supposed to be playing tomorrow afternoon at a carol service, actually. If there's anyone around, and that's, or you might be listening to a recording of this, Sunday afternoon, the 19th of December 2010, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, St Joseph's Catholic Church in Roehampton. I shall be playing the organ for a carol service. And let me tell you, the organ is now much better than it was before, but I'll come on to that in a minute, all right? I better write that down. Actually. Yeah, write that down, in case I forget it. So, yes, all right, so carol service, Sunday the 19th of December 2010, 3 p.m, St Joseph's Catholic Church in Roehampton. All are welcome. Now remember, this is not a Catholic Mass, it is a carol service with some readings as well. So it doesn't matter who you are, well, it doesn't matter who you are anyway. If you want to come down and have a bit of a sing-song, and you are all welcome to do so, okay? So anyway, the bank's shut, I've gone into Bentor's, I often go through Bentor's because it's a bit of a cut through to get to Sainsburys. There's a little Sainsburys within the supermarket, so I went in there because I'm running low on blueberries. I do like to eat blueberries. They're supposed to be really good for you, aren't they? Blueberries, full of antioxidants. I mean, I'm full of poison. I can feel the poison going through my veins as I'm sitting here now, and I need to deoxidize, boys and girls. I must deoxidize, and those blueberries are a very good way of doing it, so I've gone into Sainsbury's. Guess what? Not a single blueberry in sight. I even looked on the shelf where the blueberries are, in the vain hope that there might have been one or two that have jumped out of their little punnets onto the shelves. Not a single blueberry anywhere, boys and girls. Very disappointed, so I had to make do with a load of bananas. I mean, boring old bananas. I mean, they're not even little and round, are they? These great things where you carefully remove the skin and push it deep into your mouth. You really do. Bananas. Not as nice. I prefer blueberries, but none left. No strawberries. They had some grapes, but I heard that grapes are not very good if you're trying to lose a bit of weight. Is that right? Does anyone know that? Are grapes any good to help you lose weight? I'm not quite sure on that one. Anyway, so I've gone in there, bought a loaf of bread. What else did I buy in there today? I bought some reading glasses, which unfortunately I've left downstairs, because I'll tell you what I find hard to read now. The small print on the back of things like lottery tickets. Now, I've got a lottery ticket in front of me here, and the print on here is so small, and I really... part of it I can't read. So Foster Grant, they had a little stack of reading glasses in Sainsbury's, and they're all different like levels of lens, I suppose. It's got a little bit that you read in front, and you try these glasses on, and when you can put one on that makes it look better, they're the ones. And I got the ones that were 1.5. If that means anything to anyone who wears glasses, you will know what I mean. I don't know what I mean. I never know what I mean, believe me. I talk rubbish for hours on end. I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about half the time. But the glasses I bought were 1.5, so I got those. And then while I was in there were two naughty boys. Two naughty boys in Sainsbury's today, boys and girls. I mean, in Sainsbury's. I mean, you expect it in Tesco's, and that's about in Sainsburys. Two very naughty boys who were walking, followed by the security guard, who I often say hello to, but he ignored me on this occasion. I might have to write a letter. He ignored me on this occasion. I think he was more watching these two naughty, naughty boys, about 18, 19, 18 years old, something like that. One was walking around with a tub of something, eating it. And he says, "Are you going to pay for that?" He says, "Yeah, well, I'm going to pay for it at the till." And anyway, a little bit of a row was breaking out. The boys actually sounds quite well spoken, a little bit like myself, you know, not your usual common trash that you see on the Jeremy Kyle show here. Although I must say, I've been watching that this week. My God, it's full of pregnant people who don't know who the fathers is. I mean, how some people live. Have you watched that, Jeremy Kyle? I've talked about this before. Why on earth would you want to go on the telly and tell everyone that you'd been round the estate? Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, for Christ's sake, you don't, do you? Would you? If you were, and you may be one of them, I could be one of them for all I know, I don't know. You may be one of those people who's, let we say, been round the estate with more than one or two people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then they go on the telly and they're quite proud of it. They go on the telly and, you know, some of them have had 3 or 4, and I hate the word. I'm totally against it. Well, I don't even think I want to use the word, actually. I hate the word. Do you know, I hate that word so much that I don't like even to say it. I hate the word. I'm going to spell a part of it for A-B-O-R. Abhor, okay? You know what the rest of it is, don't you? I hate that word. But there's some girls on there, they've had 3 or 4, and they quite willingly sit there and tell everyone about it. Don't they? Why, oh why, would you go on a telly programme that millions of people watch and tell everyone that you've been around the estate, and indeed you've gone and got rid of 3 or 4, you know, which I hate. I'm totally against that. But, you know, why would you want to go on the telly when, you know, don't start talking about that because we'll be here for hours. Why would you want to do that? I just don't get it. Oh, my phone's ringing. Who's this ringing now? Oh, just a minute now. Good morning. Oh, just a moment. Hello. Ah, it's my best friend Ron ringing while we're live on air. Good morning, Ron. You're not well, are you, lovey? Oh. Do you want me to ring you in an hour? I will ring you in an hour then. Do join us on the radio, dear. London is snowed. Do you know I should cancel tonight? I'm seriously considering that, and you know I don't do that lightly. Okay. Thank you, goodbye. Poor old Ron, he's got a bit of a cold at the moment. Anyway, back onto the subject. I just don't understand why people would want to go on the telly and say all these things, but there you go. Back to the Sainsburys then. So these 2 lads are walking around and they were rowing a little bit with this security guy. Well, we'll pay for it when when we get to the till. And it's like, no, you pay for it before you eat it, which is fair enough, isn't it? But it weren't, and it was blatantly Actually, I don't think for one moment those 2 lads were going to nick anything, because they were being blatantly obvious about eating this thing. You know, I can't remember. I think it was a trifle. I mean, it's bad enough, isn't it? When you're in the street and someone's eating a cheese and onion. I do it myself. I've done it myself. You're walking along in the street and you have a cheese and onion pasty, or a sausage roll, or a bag of crisps. But to actually walk around a supermarket with a little plastic jar, or what are they? Little plastic, I don't know what they're called now. Little plastic pot he had there. The plastic spoon, and he was balancing the lid from the plastic pot on the side of the plastic pot. So he was holding it all together, and he was just eating it as he was walking around Sainsburys. I honestly don't think they were going to nick anything, but, you know, you should pay for things, surely, before you get to the till, don't you? Because there are some people, of course, who would do the same, and then, when they finished, they'd put the empty thing on the shelf, and they would steal it, boys and girls. They would be stealing things in their body. Inside their body, they would be stealing things inside their body as they walked out of there. It's shocking. Absolutely shocking. So I came out of Sainsburys with my bits and shopping, got back on my bike, and cycled home, and it did take a little bit longer than usual, you know, about a good another, I would say another 10 minutes, that's all, but no problems at all on that bike. So I've learnt that today. If I want to go out on my bike in the snow, use the mountain bike and you're okay. Which I really didn't realise that, so that's it. Yes, so to answer fully, I hope I fully answered your question there, Vicky. Yes, it's very bad. There are parts of the UK, I believe there's one motorway this afternoon in particular, the M5, that is absolutely chock-a-block, and people are stuck on this motorway, and they will be there for hours. I was watching the news just before I came up the stairs today, and the woman on the news said there were people leaving their cars, crossing the central reservation. You should never, ever, ever cross a motorway. I mean, it's just madness. It's bad enough when you think it's empty, because it's not, you know, something could come around a corner or something like that. You should never, ever get out of your car and walk across a motor. It's one of the most dangerous things absolutely you can do. And people were leaving their cars stuck, crossing the central reservation in the middle and flagging down cars on the other side in the hope of getting a lift back to wherever they came from. It's just madness. But you can understand, and these people were so frustrated. Apparently the poor man, there was one slow snow plough going up and down there trying to clear the snow, and people were going mad at this poor driver because they say he wasn't doing his work. Well, I mean, what can you do? You know, there's only so much we can do. I was watching the telly this morning. Heathrow Airport closed at the moment. Okay? And once again, the newsreader, well, actually, he's one of my favourite newsreaders. I don't know what his name is. But he gets a bit aggressive with his questioning. And he's saying, they're saying, well, we've cleared the snow and we might have to close later. And, well, then, surely there must something else you must do. You're not doing enough and all this business. And I'm like, for Christ's sake, they are doing enough. There's nothing more they can do. Do you really think that the airports do not want planes to take off? Don't be so blooming ridiculous. Of course they do. Because when they don't take off, they don't get the wonga, do they? They don't get the cash. It's just stupid sometimes when they get the interviewer gets aggressive towards the person who is clearly doing as much as they possibly can to keep the planes moving. And it just goes a bit over the top. It's almost like some of these interviewers argue for the sake of arguing. There's one in particular who I can't stand, Kay Burley on Sky News. Arrogant woman she is. Dreadful. And there are actually some clips of her on YouTube, which you've got to watch. She is just rude. She is just totally rude and aggressive interviewing, and I really don't like it at all. Have a look on YouTube when you get a chance, all right? Kay Burley, Sky News. So there we are. Let's just try and do a couple of these Skype messages, because I'm not quite sure what's happened here. It's all gone a little bit mad. There we are. Vicky says, oh, that sounds horrible, the weather and traffic troubles. Hope you can stay at home and be safe tonight. It has been cold here, but no snow yet in New York. Oh, they've not got snow in New York, because you usually have it much worse than us, don't you? Snow in New York, yeah. Hello to Mark. Hello, Mark, who's in... Mark. Bristol. Hi, Chris. Woke up... Oh, he's written it here. Hi, Chris. Woke up at 4 a.m. and it was snow in Bristol till 9 o'clock in the morning. Though it wasn't so bad, so went over to the shop, slipped and banged my chin. Nasty, my friend. My Steve says, and I now look like Bruce Forsyth. All right, my loves. All right, my loves. If he wants me to dance, he can think again. That must have hurt you, banging your chin. It's bad enough hurting your knees as you go over to bang your chin. You're lucky you didn't lose a tooth there, I reckon. Very lucky you didn't lose a tooth. It's very strange with all these. I've never had so many Skype messages suddenly come in one go. Zach says, is the Christmas Island tragedy a tragedy a big thing in the UK? That's the thing I was talking to you about at the beginning of the show, with those poor people who were coming across from, I believe it was Iran and Iraq or somewhere like that, and their boat was smashed up on the rocks in really bad weather. A lot of people drowned and died, including little children. It makes me very, very sad when I hear little children dying or ill or anything like that. I've only got to watch a telly, a news item or something like that, and a little child, something terrible has happened to him, illness, sickness, abuse, anything like that, and I start crying in front of the telly. I really do. He says, is the Christmas Island tragedy a big thing in the UK? Yes, it is actually. It's been all over the news, and our hearts go out to those people. Just a terrible, terrible thing. Let's have a look. It was Iran and Iraq. Yeah, thank you very much for that, where the people were coming from, all right? Now, I'm just trying to work through these Skype messages, lads, boys and girls. They sort of they've come in from other times. I don't quite understand what's happening here. Aggressive, that's from yesterday. This doesn't usually... I know this has happened to other presenters. I feel it's to do with the latest Skype, actually. I do think it's to do with the latest version of Skype, because it wasn't happening on the other one. I'm just concerned that I don't miss anything here. Oh, there we are. Johnny Call. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Johnny, who says, I've just tuned in. What a weird thing. I've only just woke up. You are having a laugh. 3:20, and you've only just woken up? God's sake, what sort of life do you lead? 3:20? That's terrible. That is awful, that is. Come on, Johnny, get up early. What you want is a nice internet radio with a timer. Oh, incidentally, I meant to tell you this. Anyone with an iPhone, there is a couple of internet radio apps for the iPhone, but there is one that has a timer on it, and you can wake up to listening to your favourite internet radio station. I think it's called Time Tuner. Let me look it up for you. 1 minute. Time Tuner. Did I hear that clock go? Don't tell me it's 3:30 already. God's sake. It's gone quick, isn't it? Half hour already. There we are, yes. Time Tuner radio alarm clock for the iPhone, and you will be able to wake up to your favourite internet radio station, us being one of those. We are on that app, okay? Time Tuner Radio. It's very cheap. I think it's about $2.99, £1.50, whatever it is. Okay, I've just installed that on my radio, and it works really well. I mean, this morning it was wonderful. I woke up to the sound of my own voice. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, does it really? Johnny says, Johnny, we were hoping Johnny was going to be able to do a show for us on here, but unfortunately he's not got the time. So anytime, if you find you do have the time, Johnny, just let us know, and that's fine, okay? You can come and the more the merrier, the more the merrier. He says, big shout out to Mike Cullen and Bob, I don't know, Fagash Lil. Is she with us this afternoon? I do hope so. He says, it was actually 2 p.m. I woke up. It took you an hour to read my message. Well, I wasn't on at 2, was I, you idiot? I didn't come on till 3. How can I have read it at 2 o'clock if I wasn't on? Don't start till 3 o'clock on a Saturday. You know the live show times for this show. Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 11 o'clock UK time. Saturday afternoons at 3 o'clock UK time. If you can't be around for any of those, grab the podcast, either watch or listen. You can do one or the other, okay? Go to the main website for this particular show, which is at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, there are lots of other presenters here as well on United Kingdom Radio. You can find all their podcasts. You never need to miss a show at unitedkingdomradio.co.uk. You'll also find mine there as well, okay? unitedkingdomradio.co.uk for all those other podcasts. And if you want to hear young Stephen Stephen Parker talking about, I think he was talking about saunas. He said heterosexual saunas and gay saunas and what goes on in there and all this business. Stephen's got a programme that's a little bit racier than the rest of us here on United Kingdom Radio, but it's okay, it's late at night. You can find that at United Kingdom Radio. .co.uk, and the show you want where he's going on about saunas is the show dated Friday the 17th of December 2010. Okay. Hello to Phil. Phil's with us. Hello, Phil, who says, error. What errors are going on? Is there errors? What errors are going on? He says, I want a hot tub and not a sauna. Now, I'll tell you about hot tubs. My brother-in-law and my sister do have a hot tub. Great big thing, and it sits outside. I don't know how much they cost. I should imagine they must cost a lot to run, because surely you can't turn the water off. It's got to be on all the time, isn't it, being heated? It's something about hot tub. I just don't fancy the idea of sitting in water that's been there for weeks with other people. I mean, you don't know it. Clean. I mean, even if it's your own family. There's no way I could get into a sauna with my sister and her husband and everyone else. I don't know what it is. There's something that stops me doing that. Did I say a sauna? Not a sauna, a hot tub. All that bubbling bacteria going on in there. Oh, no. I mean, it's bad enough swallowing water in the swimming pool, isn't it? You know, you must have gone in a swimming pool sometimes before and been walking behind a man or a woman, or indeed a woman, whatever, and smelt the BO coming off them, and then they get into the same pool as you. It's not nice, is it? Oh, it's just hideous. That is really hideous. I don't think I can get into a hot tub with anyone. Unless maybe Cristiano Ronaldo or someone like, maybe a team of footballers, I might be able to get into a dirty old hot tub with them, but not members of my own family. I'm sorry, no. I'm really sorry. In Hoddesdon, Hertfordshire, he says it's snowing at the moment. He says if you load a new Skype, it's probably reloading all the messages. Yeah, I think that's what's happened. This has updated itself automatically. I really didn't want it to do that because it keeps chucking up error messages when I'm trying to watch or look at certain things on the internet. This particular Skype, I don't know why it does it. Of course, it's not doing it now because I will be able to tell you. I'll tell you what, I will keep this Skype for a while and I'll keep a note of the error messages and I'll read them out on the next show. Maybe someone can help me with those because I don't know what's going on. Phil says, my Roberts Wi-Fi radio has alarm clock. You must have the same one as me. I've got the Roberts Stream. Wonderful little radio. Well, if you wanted to get someone one of those for their Christmas present, then I mean these Roberts, any Wi-Fi radios are wonderful little gadgets. A little bit more pricey than a normal radio, but you can literally pick thousands and thousands of internet radio stations, including this one, United Kingdom Radio, on these radios. I mean, they really are very, very good. And in whatever your interest, there will be something on that Wi-Fi radio, whether it's, I don't know, motorbikes or gardening or religious music or, whatever's on there. Everything is on. There is a station for everyone on internet radio, okay? And us here at United Kingdom Radio, we also are on the Roberts Wi-Fi radio, and of course a lot of the others as well. Wake up to any net radio, he says, it's filtered. What's filtered? What's filtered? Error. What is filtered? Oh, what, the water in one of those tubs? Oh, no. It might be filtered, but it's still the same water, isn't it? I can't be getting into a hot tub like that with people, I'm sorry. No way, absolutely no way. Mike Cullen, bad news, I'm afraid. Mike Cullen, lovers everywhere. And I know there's one or two of you. You love him, don't you? Oh, he's very popular with the ladies, is Mike Cullen. He says, hello, Chris, won't be around tonight. He's doing a disco tonight. Well, good luck for getting there, mate. Because I'm getting to the point now where I'm actually considering, and I don't do this very lightly, let me tell you this, I may well ring them up after I finish the show and cancel tonight because I'm very concerned. It is treacherous around here, some of these roads. Although I've got those snow sock things to put on the tyres. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Anyways, doing a disco tonight for a fishing club. Well, there won't be a lot of that going on, will there? Eh? No fishing. What are they going to do? Bang holes in the top of the pond to get to the fish? Poor things. Also, just for your interest, I've acquired a roll-out piano, which just fits into the USB socket on the computer. Just joined you, by the way. Helping my friend move house in Durham. Is it snowing up there, by the way? In Newcastle. Can you send me a link for this roll-out piano? I'm liking the sound of that, actually. Do quite like the sound of that. Let's go to the phone. Simon's on the line on the Isle of Wight. Hello, Simon.
Hello, I felt moved to contact you.
Oh, dear. Very bad signal on your Skype. Try that again.
I said I felt moved to contact you after listening to your show.
Why? What's happened? Who's moved you? I hope it's not a bowel movement, is it?
Oh, no, I suffer from that, funny enough. It was you saying about you and hot tubs. What have you got that's so different to the rest of us?
Well, nothing. I just don't like getting in a hot tub with everyone else. I think it's very, very unhygienic.
But you do it with a load of football players, but not with a load of truck drivers like me. I'm offended.
Well, that's a very different thing. It's a very, very different thing. Have you got a hot... Don't tell me you've got a hot tub, have you, Simon?
No, I've got a hot bath. The boiler's quite hot. But that's
I haven't even got a bath there. I've just got a shower. Seriously, the thought of sitting there in dirty water for half an hour, I just don't see. I've got a power shower. It's one of the first things I had done when I moved in here 20 years ago. Actually, do you know, I've just realised that power shower I've got is 20 years old, still working. That's not bad, is it?
That's not bad, is it?
Yeah, no. Anyway, I'm having trouble with your...
I'll tell you what else...
Go on.
You still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say what I was going to say, because it doesn't seem that the connection's very good. But I just wanted to wish you luck for your carol service tomorrow.
Well, I'm hoping to be able to get there, to be honest. It's certainly looking very dicey for tonight, but I need to ring them soon now, because you can't be ringing them an hour before you're due in. I've kind of waited for it to clear a bit, but certainly...
No, I'd like to come... Yeah, I'd like to come to it, but it's a bit of a trek from the Isle of Wight. I like a good odd sing song at Christmas.
Ah, what a shame you can't come. Because I've repaired the organ. I'll tell you about that if I've got time, all right?
Right, okay.
All right, Simon. Unfortunately, I'm going to let you go because the Skype's not very good today. It may well be the fact that that this has upgraded itself. I don't know. I'll try and get someone to call in and we'll see how that sounds.
Okay, Merry Christmas to you anyway.
Simon, and your family and your little girl and your little boy, how are they, all right?
Yeah, they're fine.
Are they listening or not?
Yeah, Shania, my daughter, she's just taking offence at calling her little. I know what you mean.
Can you whisper into the microphone what you got her for Christmas without her hearing or not?
No.
Or is How old is she?
She's 14.
14, so will Santa be bringing it or will it be Daddy?
Oh no, Santa, of course. Who else?
Ah, yes. Are you allowed to tell me what it is or not?
No, she's too...
What about the boy? How old is he? 13, isn't it?
No, he's 10.
10. What, is he listening?
Well, no, I can't tell you. Not very good. I can't tell you that either. Because no, they bless them to fight.
All right, then.
If Shania finds out, she'll probably tell him.
Okay, fair enough. Simon, have a good day. Thanks for calling and happy Christmas to you.
Okay, then.
Bye-bye now. There we are. Simon on the Isle of Wight. That's breaking up a bit there. I really don't know if it's the thing that's the Skype thing or not, really. Thank you, Mike, for that link there. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Phil Huckley, yes, horse racing. What about horse racing? What's he got? Horse racing on the radio? I bet there's some Wi-Fi stations about horse racing as well, isn't there? Eh? Mark says Steve wanted to me get in a hot tub, put me in a pot noodle. You'd fit in a pot noodle, would you? I doubt that very much, Mark, to be honest. I don't think you'd fit in a pot, not even the giant ones. He says, I did a disco for Eskimos who were fishing. They cut a hole and wanted to kick me in the ice hole. Well, play the records that they want to hear then, and not what you want to hear. That's what the problem is there. Dear me. Dear me. I think we're getting on top of the Skypes now, just about. Thank you, Mike, for the link there. I'll hold that Skype open so I know where to see that. Phil says the internet is having problems on certain sites for the last few hours. Yes, I noticed that as well, certainly on the Ustream. Those of you that watch the show, I had problems getting on the Ustream. I didn't think we were going to be able to do it earlier on today, but it does seem to be working now. Certainly the audio is fine, so we were having a problem there. Zach says... learn to teleport. Wouldn't that be... Oh, do you know what, Zach? I hope... I very much doubt that it's actually possible at all. But can you just imagine if you could teleport? And Zach in Australia says, all right, mate, do you want to come out for a Hungry Jack's? And I say, in that Australian accent, good day, mate. Do you want to come round for a Hungry Jack's? And I'd say yes straight away. And I'd push a button and teleport over to Australia. How fun. I bet that would be expensive. Oh dear, not for the price of a local phone call. Maybe Orange, my mobile supplier, could include that as part of my contract. Next time when I sign up again, teleporting. We'd love to teleport, wouldn't we? Yeah. Hello to... No, 20th of November that one is. Oh, there's something very wrong here, isn't there? Nope, that's... Something very, very wrong here indeed. Right, I've only got 3. I'm going to clear these other 3 down. And then I know where on top of it all. That's it, we're on top of it all now. Is there someone that could just call in so I can try this new Skype? To check that it was Simon and not me, because I'm really not quite sure. I wonder if Mike's actually around at the moment. Let's try and give him a quick ring. I won't keep you on the phone for ages, Mike. I just want to see if this works or not. All right, we're going over to Mike, hopefully in Newcastle. We've got a couple of emails to read out here as well. He may or may not answer, I don't know. Hello, Mike? Has that worked? Oh, sorry, I haven't got your fader up. There you are, Mike. Hello.
Hello, Chris.
Say something?
Hello, Chris. How you doing?
Oh, no, that's just as bad as Simon's. I've got a feeling it's my Skype, then.
I think it might be the built-in mic on the laptop, Chris. I don't know.
No, I'm getting the same problem with you as I had on Simon. It's not you, mate. Okay, thank you, Mike.
Okay.
Have a good disco tonight. Bye-bye. Yeah, I think we might have a problem here, actually, with the new Skype here. What's the weather like down under? I bet it's not snowing. Of course it's not. They always have nice weather there. They don't have snow. You've never seen snow. Zach, I don't think. Vicky says your Ustream connection seems fine. She's in New York. Frankly, when you think about it, it's a miracle I can see you live like this. It is a miracle. It's a miracle that I'm actually able to work it, to be honest. Anyway, I'll leave the Skype for now then and test that out when we finish the show. I was going to say to you, before I go on to a couple of emails here, the church organ. Now, the church organ up... Oh, let's try Zach in Australia, see if that's any better. There we go. Hello, Zach.
Hello.
Hello, Zach, all right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
No, there's something wrong with the Skype at this end. Something wrong with the Skype at this end, mate.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah, it's really... Woof, woof, goes like that. Did you hear the last 2 callers?
Yeah.
And they sounded funny, didn't they?
Yeah, it sounded a bit...
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Have to see. All right, Zach, what's the weather like there before you go?
It's been raining.
Oh, good.
Seriously.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I thought you were really having really nice weather while it was really awful here.
Oh, are you kidding? They're like, what do you call? Oh, they're expecting they're forecasting 30 days of rain.
Really, blimey.
All through summer.
Yeah.
All through summer. It's supposed to be hot and sunny. I'm supposed to have sunburn by now.
Well,
and it's been raining.
They'll all be going on about the climate change again, won't they, Zach? You know that, mate.
Oh, I'm actually doubting it now.
Anyway, have a good afternoon. I'll have to do some tests on this new Skype because it's failing me today. All right. See you later, mate.
All right, see ya.
Love to Down Under. Okay. Oh, yeah, Zach, who's in Orange Down Under. Yes, the church organ. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it. It's very, very it's quiet. Now, what it was, before I got there were 5 large speakers on the wall. And when I say large, I mean large. You know, they were about a metre high and about... I don't know, you know, so wide. They weren't that wide. They were quite thin, but quite tall and quite heavy. Anyway, they were taken down before I got there because the health and safety people have came in and told them they were unsafe and they were taken down. Anyway, ever since then, the priest at the church, the particular church, hasn't really shown any interest in getting them put back up again. So I was wondering, well, this is down to me now then. I also know that he felt that it was very too loud with these speakers on it. Anyway, so I rang up the organ people, told them, you know, we've got this organ in the church. The only speaker that's running off it is its internal one. She said, what church is this? So I told her, St. Joseph's in Reardon. Just a minute. Tapped her on the computer. She said, oh yes, you've got 5 speakers attached to that. She said, what's wrong with it? I said, well, the speakers aren't attached to it anymore. It's all it is its own internal speaker. She says, well, she said, if you want to improve that, if you just attach, can you put them back up on the wall? She said. I said, no. I said, unfortunately, the priest doesn't seem to be really interested in doing that. She said, okay. She said, well, let me tell you, if you just attach one speaker out of those 5 to that organ, she said, it will make a huge difference because that's how it's set up. You know, it's set up to play properly through these speakers. So, okay, put the phone down. Meanwhile, I went to the church on Monday afternoon because I've been getting on very, very well with the secretary, the church secretary. Her name's Jean. Wonderful lady. Oh, she is just what she just chats and chats and chats. You know, she's such a nice lady. Jean, her name was. Parish secretary, such as, and I got there about 11:30 on Monday to come and put one of these speakers on. And I spent the first hour talking to her in the office, just rabbiting away, you know, gossiping, you know, this sort of thing. Anyway, eventually I went down to the church and the speaker's been stored upstairs and that's all locked up. So we got the key and I bought one of these speakers down the stairs. Oh, God, it was heavy. Oh, blimey. Fortunately, there's a trolley with all the hymn books on. So I loaded it onto the trolley and pushed it down the end by the organ. Anyway, took the back off the organ. I thought, oh, this is going to be difficult here. And actually, it's all marked out, you know. But I saw the markings in there, speaker 1 and speaker 2. Now, if you're into electronics or anything, audio or anything like that, if you open something, right, and it says speaker 1 and speaker 2, you know it's asking for a minimum of 2 speakers. Okay? Because what might happen there is that the switch that operates the external speakers, if you don't have 2 speakers attached to it, then all the power that's being made isn't going out and you can damage the internal amplifier of the particular item, in this case a church organ. Okay, could be anything, could be a disco amplifier, anything at all, right? So I thought, well, it is asking for 2 speakers, I'll go and get another one. So I went upstairs, bought another one down, put it down, and it was actually very, very simple to do this because it was marked in there, speaker 1 and speaker 2. Not only that, but the wires that used to connect these speakers to the organ before I got there were also still attached, which was very naughty because they could have shorted out at the other end. However, they didn't. So I disconnected those and attached the new wires, attached the other wires to the speakers. Now, the hardest bit of the whole operation, to be honest, was suddenly realising that I've got these wires, right, and they've got to be attached to stone steps, not brick, stone, almost like marble. And I looked and I thought, there's no way that I am going to get a nail in there. So what I've done temporarily with black gaffer tape is stuck the wires to the sides of these steps to see just temporarily. And today actually arrived some white tape. So what I'm going to do, I've got a glue gun as well. I'm going to try and put the glue gun along by where the wires are wanting to be placed. See if they will simply glue up, and then follow that up with a bit of white tape underneath it all the way around, so that they're nice and neat and no one can trip over them. Anyway, so that was all done. I've temporarily attached these with black tape, put the back on the organ and thought, right, here goes. So I flick the switch. Oh my God, the difference is unbelievable. Okay, before, with its own internal speaker, that's all it had. Before I attached these speakers, you literally had to have all the instruments on to be able to hear it above the people singing. I mean, it really was that quiet. Okay, but now you flick that switch, okay, and you can have a single instrument on, like a flute or anything like that, and the sound it now sounds like a real pipe church organ, because it's made by a company called Allen. And I spoke to them on the phone, a very, very helpful young lady called Liz, a wonderful lady who told me how to do all this. And I rung her back on Monday afternoon when I got home and told her, you know, thank you very much. This has made so much difference. She was really pleased I'd rung her back and all that. But with these church organs now, it's not an electronic creation of an instrument. What they have done is sample or record bits of a real a real pipe organ. They've recorded bits and then made it inside the organ so that you are actually playing samples of a church organ, and it really now sounds like a beautiful church organ. Separate instruments playing out, a flute or a bassoon or something like that. The bass is incredible. So I got Jean down from upstairs. I said, do you want to come and hear us? And she was pleased how it sounded. I said, I wonder how loud this goes now. So I then put all the stops, blimey, and gave it a good chord. Nearly blew the roof off. Now, the first time I'm due to play this is tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, and the carol service at 3, although I'm a bit worried about getting there now, because I really don't think I'm going to be able to get to work tonight, for example. But the first time is supposed to be tomorrow, so I do hope that the older people aren't too worried about the extra volume. See, the thing is, you've got to control it. Whereas before it was all or nothing, I've now got to sort of relearn it to a certain extent to control the sound that comes out, because you don't want it overpowering. You know, you really don't want it overpowering. So that's the organ news. And once again, if you want to come along to a carol service tomorrow afternoon, all the weather being good, you know, as long as I can get there, St Joseph's carol service with a few readings on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. UK time, Sunday the 19th of December 2010. Alright, Vicky says, can you record some of the music that you play on the organ now that you've fixed it? That would be lovely. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll take my recorder tomorrow and I'll record the whole service, Vicky, and maybe I can get that over to you somehow. I don't know how I'd be able to do that, but we'll see. Alright, okay, oh blimey, look at the time, 4 minutes. Dear me, I wanted to get through a few of these letters and emails here. Hello to James. Hello, James. Hope you're well. Sends us in 2 emails. He says, hi, Chris. I would like to say Merry Christmas to you and all the other presenters and all who listen and contribute to United Kingdom Radio. I hope you have a nice Christmas and a Happy New Year from James. Thank you, James. He also says, I heard you talk about the Big L. That's Radio London. They are on 1395 AM and they have some websites. Now, I said on the last show, I thought the website www.1395.eu was a bit obscure, and I still stand by that. But they've also got one, www.bigl.co.uk, which that's a good one. So that's it. I didn't know that, so we're passing on that information there. And also apparently www.totalstar.co.uk. I'm not quite sure how Total Star fits into Big L, but there you are. That's how it is. He says they seem to be grabbing a few radio websites and do podcasts on iTunes. They seem to be a big outfit, but seem a bit amateurish at sometimes. Do you think so? I mean, I can't comment because I haven't listened yet. I'd be very surprised if they sound amateurish, actually. But have a look if you want to. I would tell you, I tell you this as I heard you talking about Big L in your latest podcast on Thursday, and that's from James. So thank you, James. Hello to the British pages. How are we doing on time? We're nearly done, aren't we? I can't believe the time today. Well, we got 2 minutes. Okay. Hello to British pages. All right, our good friend from British Pages, who were talking about snow socks. Now, I've got some snow socks for my car, and you put these over the wheel, and it's supposed to grip the snow. I don't think they were more of a thing to sort of start acting normally, more of a sort of thing to kind of get you out of trouble, I would have thought. And British Pages says, I use snow chains here in California. The trick is to lay them out flat and drive over them to wrap them up. So, yeah. Now, we have a lot of rules on snow chains here in the UK. We're really not supposed to use them unless we've got 3 inches of compacted snow. You can get some very hard fines, especially if they think they're damaging the roads. So we're not. I think it's quite difficult to actually get to use them here in the UK. All right. Let's see here. Oh, yes, boys and girls. Once again, thank you very much to those of you that download my non-stop music mixes. There will be another one going up online. It's around about 6 o'clock, and that will be there for next week, okay? chrisreardonshow.co.uk is where you can download my non-stop music mixes. They're just 80 pence to download one of those. chrisreardonshow.co.uk. The last week's one is still up there. It'll be up there for about another hour, an hour and a half, and then the new one will be up. The new one that I made this morning, actually, while I was busy around doing. I've done so much this morning; it's been unbelievable. All right, so once again, do try one of my non-stop music mixes. The old one's up there right now. There'll be a new one up there at 6 o'clock tonight, and you can find that at chrisreardonshow.co.uk. Time for me to go. I'll see you again on Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock UK time here on UnitedKingdomRadio.co.uk. Thanks for watching and listening. Tom Harris is with you after the 4 o'clock news. Stay warm.